There has been an explosion. And if I can figure out how to take a picture of it, I would. But I'm inadequate. I'm not capable of all the sophisticated stuff that other people are capable of. So I took a picture with me with a couple boxes. I hope that works. I'll try it out later. We got 7 boxes of teen books today. An explosion of teen books. So we're going to do the first 20-25 minutes here, and then we'll do the second 20-25 minutes next week. I don't want to go over that. It takes too long to upload to YouTube. I have a very, very slow system, and it'll take up to 2 days to upload this video, hand to God, seriously. Sometimes it surprises me. It does it in a couple of hours. Sometimes it takes 2 days. And I've got a big conference tomorrow, so fingers crossed this works. We're not going to read all of them. We'll just go through them. If some of them may not, I don't know. They are labeled teen. So I've never seen so many teen books discarded at once before. And welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Carrier, STINE. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy man stuff going on here. So some of these look okay. I haven't really looked. So I'm looking with you because when these boxes get delivered, I do not know what's in them. Other people do unboxing on YouTube. They know what's in that box. They either ordered it or someone ordered it off their wish list for them. So it's something they desire. I do not desire these books. They get delivered to me, and then I have fun, a total blast of investigating what's in the boxes. It's so much fun. Then we divvy them up for the different charities. We have a charity that specifically deals with children, so that's where these books are going. We have books that deal with other circumstances. That's where those books go. We also had, I haven't decided yet, we had 4 boxes of mass markets. I know, they're really old, but they're going to go to the women's shelter. Smokey, I'll be there in a little bit. Come here. You want to come over here? You want to come here for a minute? Your post is back there because the boxes are all here. I'm coming, Smokey. I am. So where was I? Oh, yes. Let's just go through these. Catacomb. Madeleine Roux. Senior year is finally over. After all they've been through, Dan, Abby, and Jordan are excited to take one last road trip together, and they're just not going to think about what will happen when the summer ends. But on their way to visit Jordan's uncle in New Orleans, the 3 friends notice that the black muscle car appears to be following them. Then Dan starts receiving phone messages from someone he didn't expect to hear from again, someone who died last Halloween. We should save this for Halloween. As the strange occurrences escalate, Dan is forced to accept that everything that happened to him the past year may not be a coincidence, but a fate that ties Dan to a group called the Bone Artists, who have been sinister fascination with notorious killers of the past. Now Dan's only hope is that he will make it out of the senior trip alive. Oh, let's just go through some of these. Things I'll never say. Stories about our secret selves. Pretty cover. My Best Everything. Sarah TOMP. Ooh, another one for Halloween. R.L. Stine. Party Games. I have a broken nail. Everyone in Shady Side knows that the wealthy and eccentric Fear family has a gruesome history, but Brendan Fear seems different. He is outgoing, cute, and part of the popular crowd at school. And besides, Rachel Martin has a huge crush on him. When Rachel is invited to Brendan's exclusive all-night birthday party on a secluded Fear Island, she says yes right away, despite her best friend's warning. Brendan may be a Fear, but what's the worst thing that could happen at a birthday party? When Rachel and the rest of the guests arrive at the island, the games begin. But the games Brendan Fear planned aren't games that anyone would watch or play 'em. When a scavenger hunt turns up some horrifying surprises, Rachel has to fight to survive the deadliest game of all, the game of murder. Shattered. Marry MANCUSI. Trinity's world changed forever the day she stole Emmy's egg. Now she's on the run with the last surviving dragon and twin brothers from a war-torn future. Connor may have betrayed his mission to kill Emmy, but he'll do whatever it takes to prevent the coming dragon apocalypse. Coddling a temperamental dragon on its way to being the size of a house is no way to keep them safe. But Caleb can't stand to see Emmy trapped and miserable. In a handful of dust. Lucy's life by the pool has always been full. She has water and friends, laughter, and the love of her adopted mother, Lynn, who has made sure that Lucy's childhood was very different from her own. Yet it seems Lucy's future is settled already. A house, a man, a child and children, and a water source, and anything more that life by the pond is beyond reach. When disease burns through her community, the once life-saving water of the pond might be the source of what's killing them now. See what happens. The Fate of 10. Pittacus lore. Fans of the Impossible Life. Katie SCELSA. Fallout. Todd STRASSER. Jim Henson's The Labyrinth. There's no thing. Smoke. Black Widow. Forever Red. Natasha Romanoff is one of the world's most lethal assassins, trained from a young age in the arts of death and deception. Natasha was given the title of Black Widow by Ivan SOMODOROV, her brutal teacher at the Red Room, Moscow's infamous academy for operatives. Ava is just trying to fit in as an average Brooklyn teenager, but her life has been anything but average. The daughter of a missing Russian quantum physicist, Ava was once subject to a series of ruthless military experiments until she was rescued by Black Widow and placed under shield protection. See what happens. These are not gonna fall over. Alright. Lights, Love, and Lip Gloss. Lovers and Haters. How are these teen books? EARL, SEWELL, Back to Me. How about some sharks? Far World. J. Scott Savage. Other people may see 13-year-old Marcus Canis as an outcast and a nobody, but he sees himself as a survivor and a dreamer. In fact, his favorite dream is one world far away, a world where magic is common as air, where animals tell jokes, and where trees beg people to pick their fruit. Even the name has a place for this far world. Smoke. Alright. We'll do a few more here. Smoke. 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 Fine. Alpha Goddess. Serena's world gods exist, so So do goddesses. Sarah knows this because she is one of them. A secret long concealed by her parents. Sienna is Lakshman born, the human of an avatar of an immortal Indian goddess rumored to control all the planes of existence. Marked by the silos of both heaven and hell, Sarah's avatar is meant to bring balance to the world, but all she creates is chaos. A chaos that Avzar, the Lord of Death, hopes to use to unleash hell on Earth. Outrage. It's a teen book, too. John Sanford. Shay Remby and her gang of renegades struck a blow to the sinister Singular Corporation in a daring raid. They rescue Shay's brother Odin from a covert Singular lab. They also liberated a damaged girl, a girl who literally knows too much. On the surface, Singular is a biotech company creating prosthetics for veterans, but Shay and Odin have discovered that beneath the shiny veneer is a shadow company, malevolently pushing the limits of science and technology. The rescue girl, Fen Fang, is a case in point. Singular has been trying to transfer U.S. Senators' memories into her brain with only partial success. Brandon Sanderson, Calamity. We need to save this for sci-fi. When Calamity lit up the sky, the epics were born. David's fate has been tied to the villainy ever since that historic night. Steelheart killed his father, Firefight stole his heart, and now Regalia has turned his closest ally into a dangerous enemy. David knew Professor's secret and kept it even when the Reckoner's leader struggled to control the effects of the epic powers. But facing obliteration in Babatar was too much. Professor has now embraced his epic destiny. He's disappeared into those murky shadows of menace. See what happens there. We gotta save this for sci-fi. Cabot! She's on the run from school, from work, and her family. From her friends, from herself. With everyone she loves is furious with her for something she can't explain, and nothing but the live Stark Angel fashion show on New Year's Eve to look forward to. Em's reached the end of her rope, and what's the point of going on? But then when she discovers the truth about Nikki's secret, she knows there's only one person she can turn to. Christopher. There are just so many books. I've never seen there's so many teen books here. It's unbelievable. I can't even keep track of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the listing in the description or not. I'm going to try. But there are just so many. So let's continue here. The grass is always greener. They shared Sweet 16 party is just around the corner, and half-sisters Isabel Scott and Mabel Moreau are ready to cut loose, even if they are the daughters of prominent public figures. So when Izzy's estranged Aunt Zoe breezes into town unannounced, it just might be the change that Monroe family needs or not, depending on who you ask. Happy with her cute surfer boyfriend and a group of great girlfriends, Izzy has no interest in getting to know yet another long-lost family member. But Mira, who's on a mission to try new things and meet new people, a handsome brooding painter in particular, is drawn to Izzy's artsy aunt, who seems to be the popular opposite of the uptight Monroe family. Meg Cabot, Underworld. 17-year-old Pierce Olivia isn't dead, not this time, but she's been taken by John Hayden, Lord of the Underworld, to the dim twilight place between heaven and hell, where the spirits of the deceased wait before embarking upon their final journey. John claims it's for her own safety to protect her from the Furies, who yearn for vengeance against him, but John may have reasons of his own for wanting to keep Pierce close, and soon she learns that while she might be safe from the wrath of the Furies in the Underworld, the people who loves back on Earth are not. Can she save them? I have no idea. I crawl through it. Nightfall. On Marin's Island, sunrise doesn't come every 24 hours. It comes every 28 years. But the sun is just a sliver of light on the horizon. The weather is turning cold and the shadows are growing long. Because sunset triggers the tide to roll out hundreds of miles, the islanders are frantically preparing to sail south, where they will wait out the long night. Marin and her twin brother Kana help their anxious parents ready the house for departure. Locks must be taken off doors, furniture must be arranged, tables must be set. The rituals are puzzling, bizarre, but none of the adults in the town will discuss why this has to be done. This is a little overwhelming today. There's so many teen books. I just don't know. Let me see if we can go. Oh, this is another sci-fi. I should make a separate sci-fi box. Who knew? Untamed, Sophie Jordan. When Davy tests positive for homicidal tendency syndrome, aka the kill gene, she loses everything. Once the perfect high school senior, she is uninvited from her prep school and abandoned by her friends and boyfriend. Even her parents are now afraid of her, although she's never hurt a fly. Davy doesn't feel any different, but genes don't lie. One day she will kill someone. Without any say in the matter, Davy is thrown into a special class for HTS carriers. She has no doubt that predictions are right about them, especially Sean, who already bears the H tattoo as proof of his violence. Yet, when the world turns on his carriers, Sean is the only one she can trust. The apple tart of hope. There's always a crumb left. 14-year-old Oscar Dunleavy is missing and presumed dead. His bike was found at sea, out past the end of the pier, and everyone in town seems to accept his teenage tragedy. But Oscar's best friend Meg knows they're wrong. Oscar is optimistic and a kind boy who bakes the world's best apple tarts. He would never kill himself, and Meg is going to prove it. Victoria Scott, Titans. Ever since the Titans first appeared in her Detroit neighborhood, Astrid Sullivan's world has revolved around the mechanical horse. She and her best friend have spent countless hours watching them and their jockeys practice on the track. It's not just the thrill of the race, it's the engineering of the horses themselves and the way they've programmed to still seem so lifelike. The Titans are everything that fascinates Astrid and nothing she'll ever touch. Sorcery and Celia, the Enchanted Chocolate Pot.
Christina.
A great deal is happening in London this season. For starters, there's the witch who tried to poison Kate at the Royal College of Wizards. She must have mistaken Kate for the mysterious Marquise, which is curious since they look nothing alike. A handsome man seems to be spying on Celia, though he's not doing a very good job of it, so what are his intentions? Then there's the strange spell that has made our friend Dorothea the toast of the town. Could it possibly have something to do with the charm bag under Oliver's bed? Speaking of Oliver, somehow, how long can we make excuses for him? Ever since he was turned into a tree, he hasn't bothered to tell anyone where he is. Always upbeat. Foul. Turn. The porcupine. Oh, porcupine of truth. Sorry. Carson Smith isn't thrilled to be spending the summer with his estranged dad in Billings, Montana, but then he meets Asia Stinson, the most beautiful girl he's ever seen. Punch like a girl. When Tori Wyatt shaves her head, her parents are stunned. When she punches a stranger at the mall, even her friends are shocked. Nobody understands why she's become so moody and violent. It takes one small girl's bravery to show Tori the value of speaking out rather than lashing out. That's not a teen book. Series of unfortunate events. Lemony Snicket, the hostile hospital. Let's see here. Oh, I should have gotten the thing out. Let me see if I can do this. There's no special effects here. Let's see. Before you throw this awful book to the ground and run as far away from it as possible, you should probably know why. This book is the only one which describes every last detail of Blodale Children's miserable stay at Hemlock Hospital, which makes it one of the most dreadful books in the world. There are pleasant things to read about, but this book contains none of them. Okay. Not teen. The Memory Key. Laura's mother has been dead for 5 years, and Laura's memories of her are beginning to fade. The scent of soap, her skin, the rhythm of her laugh, and most important, the details of what happened the night she sped off in a car, never to return. But after a minor accident damages Laura's memory key, a chip embedded in her brain to ward off Alzheimer's, like Verge's disease, her memories go haywire. Suddenly she has perfect total recall, not just of her mother, but of everything that ever happened to her. Flora Weiss, Me Since You. Before and after. That's how Rowan Arno sees her life now. Before, she was a normal 16-year-old, a little too sheltered by her police officer father and a mother. After, everything she once believed has been destroyed in the wake of a shattering tragedy, and every day is there to be survived. If she had known on Friday in March, when she cut school, that a random stranger's shocking crime would have traumatic consequences, she never would have left campus. If the crime video never went viral, maybe she could have saved her mother, grandmother, and herself from the endless replay of the heartache and grief. Wonders of the universe. Wonders of the invisible world, should I say. Adam Lockwood feels like he's been asleep with each day as hazy and unremarkable as the one before. But when his former friend Jared suddenly moves back to town, the veil that has clouded Aiden's mind begins to lift. Yet, even wide awake, Aiden discovers that the world is haunted by stories of the past, stories that somebody has tried to prevent him from remembering. All right. Good God, there's just so many teen books. Anything could happen. Will Walton. When you're in love with the wrong person for the right reasons, anything could happen. Tretch lives in a very small town where everybody in everybody else's business. What makes it hard for him to be in love with his straight best friend, for his part, Matt, is completely oblivious to the way Tretch feels, and Tretch can't tell whether that makes it better or worse. Ah, I see, said the blind man. Aw, this is cute. Boys don't knit. Well, why not? After an incident regarding a crossing guard and a bottle of Martini Rossi, and 17-year-old warrior Ben Fletcher must develop his sense of social alignment, take up a hobby, and do some community service to avoid any further probation. He takes a knitting class. It was that or his father's mechanic class, with the impression that it's taught by the hot teacher all the boys like. Turns out it's not. It's perfect. All right. Oh, good God. It's about love. Stephen Camden. Cameron and the girls. See why white covers don't work with my computer. Can't Look Away, Donna COONER. Crazy Beautiful. Ugh. In an explosion of his own making, Lucas blew his arms off. Now he has hooks. He chose hooks because they were cheaper. He chose hooks because he couldn't outgrow them so quickly. He chose hooks so everyone would know he was different, so he could even scare himself. Yeah. Dear America, the Diary of Pringle Rose, Down the Rabbit Hole, Chicago, Illinois, 1871. In the spring of 1871, 14-year-old Pringle Rose learns that her parents have been killed in a terrible tragic accident. Shortly afterward, her uncle Edward and his awful wife Adeline move into Pringle's home, making life for her and her younger brother Gideon unbearable. Pringle runs away with Gideon to Chicago, seeking refuge from the tragedy and hoping to start a new life. However, she quickly finds herself caught up in a web of intrigue and lies, and when a familiar figure from back home arrives, Pringle begins to piece together the devastating mystery of what really happened to her parents. Uh-oh. Ghost Prison. Once I felt someone touch the back of the neck. I felt the tip of an ice-cold finger. When I turned to look, there was nobody there. I'll have to save this for Halloween. Or something. I don't know. Alright, that's it. Tune in next week for box 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's so much teen. It's just exploded. I have no idea what to do. Have a good one.